That certainly will wear out your forearm quickly. Welcome to Mish Guitar. I'm Dan. Today I'm going to be teaching how I learned the thumping technique, or the double thumbing technique, where you can use your thumb to hit 2 notes with every stroke. So you go down and up, just like alternate picking, but now you're going to use your thumb. So let's quickly break down this technique, how I learned it, because this technique, I'm going to be honest, was discouraging at first. I saw guys like Tosin Abasi, Tim Henson, applying this technique to guitar, where before that I had really only seen Victor Wooten, of course Charles Bertau, applying this on bass. I've seen a few guitar players do it, but never really understood how to do it, how to learn it. When I first tried this technique, it was so awkward. It feels like maybe some people are built different, because I tried learning this probably for a month. I felt like I made no progress at all, and so I kind of put it on the back burner. I stopped, spending time trying to improve it. But I found myself just, I'd be standing in front of my computer doing work or whatever. I'd have my guitar on, usually like an electric guitar, just so it wasn't making noise, and I would just kind of be practicing it slowly while I'm doing other tasks in between things. It helps to just do it. Once you learn the technique, keep practicing it, and eventually you'll break through one day, and all of a sudden you'll do something that sounds almost rhythmic, almost musical, and you'll say, I think I've got it. So let's see how I started to practice this. What I just played in the intro there started on a B minor chord. What chord you start on doesn't really matter. In fact, I find it sometimes it's easier to practice this technique completely muted so that you can hear the rhythm of it. Sometimes if you have notes ringing, it's hard to hear if you're actually playing them evenly. This is a hard technique even to practice to a metronome until you can get it to feel normal. So what I'm going to recommend is first we start by laying our fingers over the strings entirely, and we're going to just focus on our right hand here, okay? So our thumb, we're going to focus on the low E string, and our thumb is going to drive through the low E string, and it's going to come to rest on the A string. So that's the first stroke of the double thumbing. Go through the string, and then we're going to pull up with our thumb and flick it up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Going through the string is going to feel pretty natural. That is a pretty natural motion for any guitar player who's played with their fingers before. Coming up with your thumb is going to feel unnatural for a while. You may even take a week or two to build up a callus in a weird spot on your thumb that you're not used to rubbing against the string. However, if you keep practicing it, it will come. So the first stroke, through the string and up. Through, up, through, up, through, up. That sounded kind of weird. First, we're going to start, obviously, with the pattern of 2 with our thumb. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Once you can get that even, and yes, I do recommend using a metronome in the early stages of this until you can get that thumb even. Then we're going to add 1 finger to add a 3rd note. So we'll be playing groupings of 3. And we're going to use our index finger to pluck the D string. Down, up, pluck. Down, up, pluck. We want to try to get that even before we start speeding it up. But you can start speeding it up, and it should start to sound like triplets. Instead of putting that rest in there, you can just do a triplet, 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 triplet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Kind of like a speed punching bag. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Those are the first 2 patterns. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now if we want to do groupings of 4, we're going to go, it's just building on what we've already done. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to pluck the D with our index, and now we're going to add plucking the G string with our middle finger. So we have the thumb, down, up, index, middle, down, up, index, middle, down, up, index, middle, down, up, index, middle. Do not get discouraged if it doesn't sound like that at first. It took me probably 4 or 5 months, and I've been playing guitar for many decades, we'll just put it that way. And I was discouraged by this technique for a while until I finally had one day of breakthrough and had a little bit of glimmer of hope that I might someday be able to play something musical with it. And at this point, it's been a couple years that I've been developing this double thumb. So it doesn't happen overnight, but it will come if you practice. I promise you, just put in the time. It's a matter of making that feel natural. It just comes with reps, many reps. So you've got to love playing if you're going to develop a technique like this, because it's going to take many hours of practice, which I find practicing like that almost meditative. It's very relaxing for me. It doesn't feel like a chore. You can just do it slow and even. It doesn't matter how slow you have to do it. You can just get into a very slow rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we get to that point, now, and again, I can recommend just stopping there, working on doing up to groupings of 4 before you start to add any more, because it gets really difficult to keep track of the beat and keep them even in the early stages when you're adding, 4 or 5 fingers to the mix on this technique. That's why I recommend really just starting with your thumb. And you can also move that to the A string. It should feel pretty much the same as going through any other string. But that's what your practice is going to look like and sound like. Probably going to annoy your roommate or your housemates. But practicing with an electric guitar is very quiet. I do this often, like I said. So let's move on to the next pattern, which is adding our ring finger, which is going to give us a grouping of 5, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our index is on the D, our middle finger is on G, and our ring finger is going to be on the B string for this practice. Again, we're striking the thumb through the low E string. So now we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, up, index, middle, ring. Thumb, thumb, index, middle, ring. Now I recommend practicing this one very slowly, obviously. And you could probably stop at 5s. If you get to the point where you've got 5s down and you want to try getting a grouping of 6, it means you've got to introduce your pinky. The unsung hero of flamenco. We're going to try to get groupings of 6. I found that it's very difficult to independently pluck my pinky. So it ends up being more of a roll. So I'm kind of rolling my fingers off the strings in this case, where my pinky gets kind of pulled off by the motion. So these fingers kind of roll and the pinky gets kind of pulled off. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's hard to count that fast. We have the index on the D string, our middle finger on the G string, our ring finger on the B string, and now our pinky sitting on the high E string. Of course, the thumb is still in the same position on the low E. So here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's hard to get these ones even. It takes practice. I have not practiced the 6s in a while, but if you want to work on it, it is attainable. We have our groupings of 2, groupings of 3, groupings of 4, groupings of 5, groupings of 6. Of course, I find the groupings of 4 to be the most useful. In the beginning, I was playing a B minor chord, walking down to an open A. Now the index is going to go down to the G. My index finger is on D, and my middle finger is on G the whole time. I start in the B minor pattern. Only the bass note is going to walk down from B to A to G to open E. Let's try it. We're going to do groupings of 4 here. We're going to start with our thumb on the A string, striking through so it rests on D. We're going to pluck the D and G string with our index and middle. We're going to stay in that pattern, just let it ride down. G, open E, back up to G, back to B. A, G, open E, G. I hope you found this lesson helpful today. Please hit subscribe, like, hit the bell for notifications. I plan to put out more lesson videos and share more techniques, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you again.